Hello, friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots.
And then I turned around for my tool cart and then looked back, and like it was squared up on me and just 2 feet. Like, bah. But I was far enough. I was like 5 feet away, you know.
So you got the full
right at the end of it. Oh my gosh! And there was like a wall behind me, and there's no exaggeration. My phone was in my back pocket, and it like threw me up against the wall, you know. And it kicked me so hard, my phone came out of my back pocket, and it broke like on the wall behind me from coming out of my pocket.
You can find Fort Worth Roots on all of your favorite streaming services, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can also get us online, fortworthroots.com, and our email is media@fortworthroots.com. It's repetitive, but it's easy to remember. All of our social media, just look for Fort Worth Roots. And before we go any further, I just want to say thank you so much, Fort Worth. We put an all call out to the community this past week. Pouring Glory, another one of our awesome establishments that fosters community and provides for live music, art, and everything else that makes Fort Worth what it is, closed. It closed just like Main at Southside, Lola's, Funky Picnic, Twilight, ISIS Theater. I mean, all of these awesome places where we can get together, enjoy each other's community, and enjoy music, enjoy art, all the stuff. They're going away fast, vaporizing right in front of us. Well, the Fort Worth community saved Pouring Glory. Within 48 hours, Pouring Glory had raised enough money from the public to reopen their doors, and they hit the ground running. And whenever we told people, hey, we don't want to lose another one, help us, you showed up. It was a madhouse around there. It was absolutely packed from Thursday all the way through yesterday. We did a little benefit Sunday so that we could raise some more money for Pouring Glory. And the place was it was packed. So thank you guys. We do have more options for you guys to support Pouring Glory. Of course, they still need your support. We have a t-shirt that says, "We saved," Pouring Glory logo in the middle, and then below that, "Together." So we saved Pouring Glory together 2024. We are getting these shirts ordered now. And so the shirt and a $25 Pouring Glory gift card go together. It's a $50 package. And this Thursday, we are starting up the karaoke again. So I will be out there running karaoke, the Pouring Glory Thursday night karaoke party. If y'all'd like to come out and hang with us, that would be awesome. And then while you're there, you can get on our sign-up list for this $50 package to secure your shirt. We're not going to do a lot of these. We're going to do a certain number of them, and once they're gone, that'll be it. So if you'd like to be part of that movement, if you want to get one of these collector edition t-shirts, let us know. Come on out Thursday, sign up for it, enjoy a delicious burger, and sign up on our list. And if you want to stick around and hear people sing beautifully into our karaoke machine, there's that too. That is at Pouring Glory, 7 o'clock this Thursday, and every Thursday after that. All right, and thank you to the musicians that showed up, because when we did this benefit, I put out a post and I said, look, we're trying to save this place. If anybody would like to come out and play music, please do. We had Abel from Squeezebox Bandits and his friend, and we had Josh Cox show up and play a little bit for us. Cassandra May Laurence got up there and played for free to support this movement. And then 2 guys walk into a bar. They were also there, and it was a lot of fun. People loved it. There wasn't an empty seat in that place all day, and some people were standing. But thank you so much, everybody that came out, all of our musicians, and anybody that helped share a post. That's another thing. I've never seen this much internet traffic just from people sharing a single post. But special shout out to Here Fort Worth, special shout out to Near Southside, two very large organizations that got behind us and helped spread the message via the social medias. So thank you guys. We also were at Panther Island Brewing this weekend. Last Saturday, we had Late to the Station with Carrie and Paul Smith out there, and it was a blast. We did that from 6 to 9. Great turnout, wonderful people, and man, these are getting fun. We're going to be doing this next year, but that was the second to last one before our big event. We've got August 11th right around the corner at Cicada with The Spectacle and a couple of other awesome local Fort Worth bands that are going to be opening up for The Spectacle. So that's August 11th, 7 o'clock, no cover charge. So come hang out with us. And then our big event is October 5th, and there are still some details that need to get moved around, but we're going to shut down the street. Benny Keith is loaning us their big trailer stage, so we're going to roll that out. It's going to be a blast, so please put that one on your schedule as well. That's October 5th. Of course, there's no cover for this. We just want to have you come out and enjoy the day with us and listen to some awesome bands. Everybody that played at one of the legs of our series is going to be on that band or on that stage with us for the big event, the end of our 2024 music festival. Our guest today can be found on Instagram as Jarrod Morris JM. He's a local Texas artist that plays all over the place, including Fort Worth. I think he said that most recently he played at Tannehill's in front of a very large audience. At the end of the episode, we have 3 tracks that he played for us live at the Fort Worth Roots podcast studio, and that will be available in this episode right after I read off the show notes at the very end. So stay tuned for that. It's excellent, and I said it 2 or 3 times during this recording. He is an incredible vocalist, great songwriter, wonderful on the guitar, great musician all the way around, but he is an incredible vocalist. So anyway, that's enough talking out of me. Thank y'all so much for being here, and give it up for our new friend Jarrod Morris, and let's start the show. All right, we're here today with Jarrod Morris. Just met you, so I was staring at the screen to make sure I didn't screw that up.
That's not me. That's not me at all. Where's the cameras? Oh, there's one right there.
There's one right there. That's the only one we got. Yeah.
That's right. I feel like I'm about to freaking take off in an airplane.
Yeah, I get that, and I get like sports announcer things. The microphone is right in front of your face. You can't get away from it.
I know, I like it. Sports announcer sounds fun, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with podcaster. I don't know shit about sports, so I have to. No. I like going to games, but I couldn't tell you who won the last Super Bowl or.
Did you play anything?
I did track, cross country. I did about 2 weeks of football before the coach was like, "I think we need to try something else."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no. Did you not? Why were you bad?
Probably because I didn't know anything about the sport. Really.
Okay, yeah, that would make it more difficult for sure.
6th or 7th grade, I think, and I hadn't even figured out how to get all the pads on. Whenever they told me I probably needed to.
Me and my buddy were
talking
the other day about like the first time you just got your bell rung, like really got hit hard and got knocked out or whatever. What that experience is like. It's quite the moment. It definitely makes you decide, oh, holy cow, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
You see purple. I don't know if you've experienced
that. Is that everybody?
It's that like ringing sensation, just that high ring, and you're like everything's kind of purple.
I've been choked out, but I haven't been knocked out.
Yeah, it's that concussion thing. Hits a little different.
Yeah,
for sure.
So everybody sees purple? That's a thing?
I don't know. I would be curious.
We'll have to ask, guys. Make sure you put it in the comments if you see purple.
I've seen purple quite a few times. Yeah.
So we got him to play 3 songs for us today, folks, and the last one that you played definitely gave me a little bit more information about you.
Oh, cool.
And you were telling me that that's a song that you don't like playing live because sometimes you get kind of choked up in the middle of it because it's so highly personal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So
it's very, very personal. And it's not super upbeat.
Yeah. So. A little slower.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds like, so for our audience that hasn't listened to the song yet, you are still a horseshoer.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, fortunately in the last couple years, I don't have to shoe horses anymore, which is cool.
Is that the same as a farrier?
Yeah. I just say horseshoer.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. People give me a hard time because I call it a horseshoer. They're like, it's farrier. And I'm like, well, I do it, so I'm going to call it whatever I want. Okay?
Who's the professional?
Debbie, you can go back to your whatever. No, they'll let you know it's a farrier. And I'm like, okay, well, once you get freaking kicked in the chest by a horse and then...
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, that's only happened one time. But that's what I talk about in the second verse. Man, I took 2 feet just freaking. Pah. And there's one thing about getting kicked by a horse is like if you're up. Also, when I'm telling this story, I'm not trying to act like I'm like Mr. Billy Badass either.
Right.
Like just I'm not really.
Well, a horse kicked you and you didn't die, so that's kind of badass.
I thought I did, dude. It's the one time like I've had the wind knocked out of me many times, but it was the one time that like it really started closing in, like tunneling in, and I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to take a breath again. Like, it finally gets to that moment, and then you're just, finally, you know. But, yeah, I mean, it, like, tore all the, whatever. I guess there's a bunch of ligaments, or not ligaments, but cartilage or something.
Okay,
that goes through here in your sternum, right? And it broke some of the ribs and stuff, and then tore all that. Yeah, that was rough. So, like, getting kicked by a horse, you want to, I mean, it's like getting punched. Like, would you rather, you know, somebody punch you, like from that far away, or, like, be able to wind up and, you know, well, unless like at the end of their...
Unless it's Bruce Lee, I guess. Yeah, right here is good.
He'll punch right straight through you.
Right, 2 inches. What was it, 2 or 3 inch punch? That's all he needed?
He'll kill you. But, yeah, I mean, you want to be, like, up close to him as close as you can. But I had, like, turned around from my tool cart, and it was being, like, a total turd. Like, it was not good to work on. We were already going at it. And then I turned around from my tool cart and then looked back, and, like, it was squared up on me and just 2 feet, like, but it was, I was far enough, I was like 5 feet away, you know.
So you got the full
right at the end of it. Oh my gosh. And there was like a wall behind me, and it's no exaggeration. My phone was in my back pocket, and it like threw me up against the wall, you know, and it kicked me so hard, my phone came out of my back pocket, and it broke like on the wall behind me from coming out of my pocket, and then I just like crumbled right there and laid there. There was a guy on a skid steer, like doing something in the pasture, and he sat there. It was really weird too, because he didn't do anything. But I remember just looking over at that skid steer, like rolling around on the ground. He just sat there and stared at me. I think he was in shock or something.
Jesus.
But I was a little bit like, once I came to, I was like, bro,
can I get you some popcorn?
Can I let me die?
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He was like, I froze up. I freaked out. I'm like, okay, won't hang around you, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, it's so weird, like, just seeing how people react in emergency situations.
I guess some people do totally panic. I haven't been in a ton of emergency situations, so I don't know.
You've probably been in enough to know how you react, right?
If I saw somebody get double barreled in the chest by a horse,
yeah,
I might
lend assistance.
Maybe. I might just walk over there at least.
Oh man, how long ago was this?
Oh, that was probably 6 years ago or something.
Damn. What kind of recovery was that? Were you laid up for a while?
No. Well, see, no. Man, in like that culture and where I come from, there's not like a tremendous amount of like sympathy there.
Right.
Which I get. It's good and it can be bad. But yeah, I remember I called my wife, and I didn't want to make her like panic or anything. But no, I did not. I continued to work for the day. So yeah, it was not.
But then you went and you got checked out and x-rayed and all that?
No. Well, no, I mean, yeah, we got my chest checked out and stuff, but that's how we figured out there was some other stuff going on. But sometimes it's better to not know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God, you're just as bad as me. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. But some things you can't do anything about it.
Right.
Like, what are they going to, like, be broken ribs? Like, it don't matter. Get it x-rayed.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, great. I mean, I guess internal bleeding, but you wouldn't see that on an x-ray or anything. And you're going to know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I probably, in hindsight, we went to lunch, though. We just went to lunch after that. God, that was sore. But anyways, hindsight's 2020. That probably was not very bright. We actually went to Steamboat that year. That was the only year that we were going to the music fest. Yeah. I wasn't playing or anything. So that had to have been, probably 6 years ago. And then we went snowboarding, and I was, like, so sore. But I love, like, one of my favorite things to do is snowboarding.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't not go. But I was so sore. It's just
where are your favorite slopes?
At like, in general, or at Steamboat?
Do you have a favorite spot, or is Steamboat the one?
No. Well, Steamboat's really awesome.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. But to be honest, there's a place called Wolf Creek in, like, South Fork, Colorado, or south of South Fork. It's kind of like in between Pagosa Springs and South Fork. But they don't have any... it's like right next to, I want to say, state-owned land or maybe federal land. And so there's no big, what's the right word? Like tourism type stuff. There's no hotels. There's no big stuff on the mountain. So it's a lot of locals. But then they get the most snowfall every year in Colorado typically. So you always get like really good snow, and there's not a ton of tourist track and stuff like that. Which I don't mind.
Sounds like heaven.
But it just means that everything's a little bit cheaper, and you still get
Yeah. No, it's nice not having a ton of tourists around, because you walk into an environment like that and it feels kind of cheapened by that, right? I mean, the stockyards kind of got like that over the last decade. It's gotten super popular. Like, you walk through the stockyards now down Exchange,
Yeah.
where they do the cattle drive, and I mean, you can just hear, you just pick it out as you're walking down the street. There's
All the
20 different
languages.
languages. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
which is great,
yeah.
but it does kind of take away something. I feel like
Maybe.
kind of.
So I've always
detractor.
thought I don't like stuff because it is popular.
Yeah, I'm
but
the same way.
I also don't not like stuff because it's popular.
Uh-huh. I kind of fight trends.
Sure.
I don't mean to do it,
Sure.
but if something gets, like, I wanted a Ford Mustang so bad whenever I was in my early 20s, and by the time I had the money to do it, they were so popular. There was a Ford Mustang every third car, and it killed it for me.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, but don't you feel like that's even a little bit like you're not even actually doing what you like?
Yeah, it's,
you know what I mean? It's still
inhibiting
almost
me.
Pop culture is still controlling you to a degree.
Yeah.
I'm not even just saying like you. I mean like
In
anybody
general,
doing that, right? Because I'm guilty of that too. I'm very like when I was younger, it was way worse too. I just wanted to be different, which is like it's cool to a point, and then I think maybe you do get to a certain spot where you just like stuff because you like it.
Yeah.
Good or bad. If it's popular, that's cool. If not, that's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I'm that way with music. There's a lot of pop music that I'm like, this rips.
Yeah.
And just because other people like it doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. The older I get, the more I appreciate all the genres from like before 2010. Like all the stuff that now is considered classic music. Like growing up, high school and stuff like that, I didn't like Korn at all. Thought it was ridiculous. I love it now.
Really? You like
Yeah.
Korn? I can't freaking get into the metal rock stuff.
It's about as metal as I want to get, you know?
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah. But
What's heavier than... Well, okay.
There's the screamo version of stuff that, death metal.
Dude,
that's a little too out there for me.
I shouldn't bring it up because I'm not going to remember his name, but there's some German rock metal band.
Mm-hmm.
I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube or TikTok with this... What the heck was his name?
Was it like
he's the Du Hast.
Oh, okay.
Du Hast.
Yeah.
Whoever that band is.
Rammstein?
Rammstein.
Yeah.
And it is some of the creepiest, eeriest stuff I've ever seen in my
And you
life.
never know if the stories are true, but there's like some really dark history behind that band. And
really dark.
Yeah.
As dark as it gets.
What do you remember?
Like rape.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
I mean,
but like, wasn't his brother like stolen by a military group?
Oh, those I don't know. I just knew like more of his because I looked up his Wikipedia page. And that's like with that type of stuff. It, like, if you get accused of some of that stuff, it's like okay, like maybe one time it's not true, but you get accused enough, it's like okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is some weird stuff. And then what is it called? It's called like steam. It's like steampunk.
Okay, yeah.
Like weird industrial. They're all dressed with makeup. Real weird. It's like I don't know. It like
Mad Max
haunts
type
me.
stuff.
Gas
masks.
So that stuff's pretty heavy. I don't even know what he's saying. It's all in German, maybe.
Yeah,
because I think he's got some like Nazi stuff going on too.
Uh-oh, shit.
I think.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I am super not into it.
Yeah, let that be clear.
It took me like 30 seconds of a Wikipedia where I was like, okay, I'm out on this.
Oh, okay.
The dude from Texas. So yeah, you might want to.
Yeah, it sounds like you know more than I do.
I could be wrong too.
Wikipedia's never wrong, right?
That's exactly.
It's never wrong.
You mean the horseshoer from Texas reading Wikipedia doesn't know everything? Shocker.
So let's get into your history a little bit. So where were you born?
I was actually born in Florida. I was born outside of Tampa.
Okay.
Tampa, Florida. Still have a little bit of family down there, but my grandparents were out here in Texas, and then some of my dad's siblings and stuff. So we moved out here when I was little. I guess it was in the 4th grade, maybe 3rd or 4th grade. And then we moved to North Texas, and then I just grew up in North Texas.
Did you say Decatur?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the music scene like up in Decatur?
Yeah, there's not one.
No?
No.
What's the population there?
Man, there was like 5,000 or 6,000 when I was in high school, but it's gotten way bigger now, like most places in North Texas.
Yeah.
It's just exploded.
It's just a pass-through, right, for 35?
It used to be. I mean, it's still not huge, but it was a little rodeo town. In the rodeo world, if you bring up Decatur, Texas, that's like...
That's the spot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've got a bunch of legendary, and I mean like legendary, the greatest of all time, ropers. And then there's a bunch of, there's a pocket of Brazilian bull riders all on the PBR, and they all like ended up in Decatur. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of rodeo people, barrel horses. There's a lot of big vet clinics and stuff. And then like NRS, the big Western store and stuff, is based out of Decatur. So
I've been into one of those. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. The one in Decatur is pretty gnarly.
I can't remember where the closest one for us is. I think it's off of 35. Just north of like the Alliance area. I believe there's one up that direction.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. There's one in. I thought it was like in Weatherford, maybe.
Maybe I'm totally wrong.
Yeah, there might be a different. It used to be called David's Western.
The one I walked into, I mean, they had probably 200 saddles on display.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Just that alone, and then on the wall as you walk in, there's like all these awards and buckles and.
Is that NRS? I don't know. Maybe it might be.
Not.
I could be totally out of the loop on that deal.
My buddy, his whole family is into cattle and rodeo and stuff like that. And so whenever he found out there was a store there, he's like, "We got to go." And it was like an hour away. I'm like, "What? We're going to a store an hour away?" And we went. It was ridiculous. It was crazy how big it was, and the dollar item. Everything in there was a high dollar amount. You know, I mean, it was a
you get into horses, and it's especially nowadays. It used to be like, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, or something. Mm-hmm. You could. It was a little bit more middle class going on there. Like a kid could have, a rodeo horse that does. A girl could have a horse that runs barrels, and it does breakaway, does multiple events, and you could get down the road, and there's a part of it too culturally that I don't even know if stuff has maybe gotten at more. Obviously everything's gotten more expensive, but there's also some serious keeping up with the Joneses stuff in that culture that I don't think used to be as prevalent. But you introduced some bigger money, and now it's like if you don't roll up in a freaking 50-foot trailer and living quarters and your $120,000 platinum Ford dually, then it's like. So I love it.
Do you even rodeo, bro?
Yeah, I love it when I see people that are like pulling up in their little freaking 1-horse or 2-horse bumper pull and and then just whacks everybody's ass. Like, that's the best, dude.
There was an event, and I can't remember what the event was or what city it was in, but 50 Cent was either just attending or they did like a 50 Cent show right before the rodeo. Anyway, he made the comment amongst the people that were commentating for the rodeo. He was like, I hang around all these rappers and movie stars, and I thought they had money.
Oh, sure.
But these rodeo people.
Yeah, well, okay, money. Try debt.
Okay, yeah.
They look like they got money.
Yeah.
They act more like rappers than bringing some other people.
That's what it sounded like.
The thing about rodeo is like there's such a merging between the professionals and the amateurs.
Yeah.
That I think it starts to get a little convoluted of like what amateurs think they need to do to compete and like be a part of it and everything, and it's like yeah, I mean that person's they have 3 strings of horses, like they've got their freaking big old living quarters. I mean they live on the road. Yeah, it's what they do for a living, or like a horse trainer or something. But you'll go to whatever some of these races or rope-ins and stuff, and it's like you got a trainer pulling in next to the weekend warrior type person, right? It's like you don't have to go spend that kind of. They do that for a living, right? Like
yeah. There's a difference,
but which is different than whatever maybe other industries where you don't have like the kind of hobbyist amateurs mingling as much maybe with the professionals. So
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it kind of like gets people out of control in my opinion. It's like way over the top sometimes.
Spend $1 million on this rig and you do it twice a year,
bro. Yeah, you live in a holy cow. It's gotten a little bit wild. It's good for the industry in some ways and bad in others, like most things.
So did you get into any rodeo events growing up?
I didn't rodeo. Yeah, I rope a little bit, and then
but not competitively.
No. My wife ropes really, really well. And I like breaking colts. I enjoy that. But everything that I do or know is all pretty much self-taught, which is also different than a lot of the people I grew up around. It was a lot of family, generational type stuff, which is cool. But that just wasn't my experience. So, and it's a tough industry to get into because there is probably so much generational type stuff. But
a lot of family connections and legacy.
Or just even with knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, even more so just with knowledge. But the people that, the real ones that really know what they're doing, if you're willing to listen and not act like you know everything, most people are cool and willing to teach you. But if you start bumping your gums, they're going to put you in your place.
Nobody likes that guy, right?
No. No. But there is a little bit of that stuff, too. It's like, if you weren't, you know, raised doing it and all that, it's like, you know, kind of give you a little bit harder time maybe. But that exists kind of anywhere in everything.
So when did Jarrod get into music? Has it always been a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked it and stuff, but and then in high school, I just wanted to jam with my buddies and play the guitar and just enjoy it. It totally came from a pure place. I had friends. I played sports. I did a lot of different stuff. So it was never like an attention-seeking thing for me. Actually, quite to the contrary. It was just something I enjoyed to do alone. Yeah. Or share with other people that were also participating. So this story of like, it's how I pick up chicks or whatever. It's like, that wasn't really I guess not why I do it. Yeah. So that probably even goes on later in life too. Like even now, my favorite part of music is the creation process and recording and writing. And discovering like new ideas with people is super, super fun. My favorite part. But like playing live shows, I enjoy it because the part I love about it is when it sounds really good. And I enjoy seeing people interact with my music and getting to meet them and stuff. But the actual like attention part of it, I don't like love. Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't feel good, but that's not like my end goal. Yeah. If that makes sense. Because there's a lot of people in the industry that are like entertainers, which is a really nice way of saying I think that they're like obsessed with people paying attention to them. If I'm being honest. And I don't know. It just doesn't really get me all that jazzed up.
Certain genres of music, and maybe even for yours too, there's something about an artist that can get up there and really be that entertainer. Yeah. But I get what you're saying totally, because I'm at my heart an introvert, so it's hard for me to do the events like we do, and just kind of put out all that energy. At the end of the day, whenever we're done with an event, I need like a day or two. I get don't drained. Talk to me. Just leave me alone. I don't want to go out. I don't want to talk.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like, I want to be entertaining. Yeah. Like, I want to. And I give it, like, 1,000% when I'm doing it. And I'm engaged and, like, I love it. I love doing my best. But
you're more centered around the recording side of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just, if I'm being honest, like, there's conversations I've had with people where they, like, I mean, they full on, like, they love the attention. Yeah. They love it. I mean, they'll be like, dude, do you not just, like, there's nothing. They're like, it's like a drug. Like, when you talk to them, you're like, I don't know if this is good. I'm serious. So that's kind of where I come from on it. But probably unless you're, talking to people like that, it doesn't. Because I do enjoy it. I like it. It's fun. Yeah. And I like being entertaining, sure.
But you've talked to enough people that feel a certain way about it that you realize
it starts to have
you're not like that.
Yeah, right? I'm like, okay, well, and then a lot of those same people, like, typically in my experience, they're not quite as interested in what creates the attention. If that makes sense. They're more interested in the outcome, which is attention, rather than like the inputs. Right. Like if I write a dope song and we like record it really well, and we have really cool parts, and we mixed it like beautifully, and like it's really dope, and people love it and all that, you get attention. It's like all those things I listed off take just so much time and effort, and like sitting alone just listening and being hard on yourself and changing this and being open to new ideas and blah 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 blah. And you do that, and if the attention comes because you did a great job of it, cool. But I find a lot of people, I mean, it's showbiz, right? So it's obviously going to attract self-centered, narcissistic type people,
Right, yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And so I guess that's what I'm getting at. And I'm not saying I don't have selfish tendencies or anything like that. Like, I'm a douche most of the time. So that's not what I'm saying.
Just glad I didn't have to say it.
I'm just really, I'm just really interested in the process of it rather than the outcome, which I'm so thankful for. Because I didn't know really that I was going to love the process so much.
Yeah.
And I'm glad and it's been like a steady climb for me, and I didn't have some sort of and I'm still grinding to get my music out and stuff, but I've had a certain level of success that, was really gratifying, and like, holy cow, there's like millions of people a month listening to my music, and I can make a real living doing it. But I'm not like a household name or anything. And if I don't get that, that's cool, but I'm still just able to do what I want to do the way I want to do it. And if more people want to hear it, great. If not, that's okay too. There's some other people that like it.
There. And I hate that Instagram is kind of like the social currency these days. But whenever I looked up your name,
try TikTok.
Well, yeah, TikTok too.
That's like Bitcoin of social currency.
I didn't look at your TikTok. I found your Instagram. I was blown away by your Instagram numbers.
Oh,
so
cool.
if your TikTok numbers are bigger than that, then holy hell.
But even something like that, it's like a vanity metric in ways. But for me, like I was saying, I didn't have something. I just did one song or like put out one video and then got like all these followers, right?
Yeah.
It's like been
grinding.
I've even in the past like few years, I've gone back all the way to like my very first post, and I've never deleted them.
Yeah.
And I went to college down in South Florida for a little bit, for a couple years, and that's when I really started playing in like beach bars and doing the cover gig thing.
Yeah.
And I was moving back from Florida, and I had my surfboard strapped to the top of my car, and I was moving back to Texas, and it was like 2015 probably, because I'd done the cover gig thing, and I was like, I gotta get back home where I can actually write some songs and do my thing. So when I was moving, but like that post, it was like, I'm moving back to Texas, I'm doing my thing, and the post had like 2 likes on it, right? And so I guess that's my point, is like, okay, you have a bunch of Instagram followers, and now I get a lot of engagement and stuff, but it started with like, make that post,
right,
and then make the next one, and there's 3 likes, and then make the next one, and there's 4 likes, and then do that for 7 years, and then it's like, yeah, you got pretty good numbers. But there's some people that hire a marketing agency, or they kind of like do it this other way.
Cheaters.
And
those are cheaters.
Maybe. Or smarter. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But I will say it's more gratifying this way, because it's all real.
And those people know you.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's, when I put a song out, I know X amount of people are going to listen to it.
Right.
Not everybody knows that. Like, I don't have to rely on whatever pitching me to this thing and doing this thing. It's like, no, these people are going to hear it. And that's cool. So it's kind of slow and steady wins the race, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least, I always say, like, it takes a lot of work to make it to the middle.
Well, and you got to... But you got to be talented too. And whenever we stepped out of that room, and I hope my musician friends don't get mad at me, but it's okay if you feel a little hurt by this. I think Jarrod might be one of the most talented vocalists we've ever had in this studio. And we've been doing some work here for about 2.5 years. We've had a lot of musicians roll through here, and they're all amazing. But damn, dude.
Well, thanks.
On vocals, that was... The guitar too, but I mean, the vocals is really what blew me away.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
So, and I think that your following realizes that too, and they're watching you to see what you got going on next, because you're very talented.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I do appreciate that. I'm not great at taking compliments.
No, that's okay.
So
let's just move on.
I'm going to sit in it, but that did feel nice. No, let's talk about it. I was scrolling on a website now.
Yeah, I wanted to show people.
This is slick.
Let's go. Where are we? July.
Telluride. I can't wait for this. It's going to be so fun.
All right, here we are, June 27th. I want to go through this list here real quick.
Yeah, those probably have already happened.
Only Texas?
These have already happened.
June 27th?
Well, you know what I mean.
Is this from last year?
No.
Oh, because I haven't put out this episode yet. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Got it. Yeah, you're right. We do have a little backlog. So let's do this. Let's start at July 13th.
Well, July 13th, Sheridan, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Where we are right now.
Where you are at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. I think I'm opening for Aaron Watson at that one.
That's awesome.
They're doing a downtown, it's like a big festival thing.
Yeah.
Really cool. And then the Telluride one, I don't know,
July 19th.
That one's super dope. That's got
it's a quick turnaround, by the way.
That's got
Wyoming to Colorado.
Well, yeah, we'll so we're gonna actually, so my drummer is an engineer producer who I have a studio with. That's who I do all my recording with and everything.
Right.
So he'll be with me in Wyoming, and then we'll drive down to Telluride, but we'll go stay at a Airbnb and then work on our music. He sets up like a whole kind of thing,
like a little mobile studio.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then we can work on stuff, and I can write and record a little bit. But that show has it's a songwriter thing, and it's Ray Wiley Hubbard and Radney Foster and Jack Ingram and Caitlin Butts, and then they invited me to be the other one to play on it, which is really freaking cool. Like, Radney Foster's a freaking legend.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's written so many. All of them are. Jack, Ray Wiley, and so that was very validating for me, because I'm from Texas, I live in Texas, but I've never really been in like kind of the cool kids club, I guess, if you will, with like the Texas music scene. And then I didn't go heavy into like the radio stuff either.
Yeah.
So, I've just kind of been a lone wolf. So it was really validating for some of those like legendary Texas guys.
Hell yeah.
And they probably don't even, they're like, who's this? Why is he on here? But whatever.
Who's this guy? Oh, and then they hear you play, and they're like, all right.
Yeah, but I'm going to kick down the door of the green room. I'm going to Stone Cold Steve Austin, two beers together. Yeah.
La Mesa. So that's a hard shift, right?
Yeah, but we got a little bit of time there.
La Mesa Rodeo?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what's in La Mesa?
Rodeo.
The rodeo. That's it.
That's it. That is what's there. Yeah.
August 3rd in La Mesa, Texas.
North Texas Fair and Rodeo, Denton, Texas.
August 22nd.
Yeah. And then we just start going into
October 18th in Gale.
Yeah, there will be some shows that drop in there too. In the fall, there will be a bunch of shows.
When are you playing in Fort Worth next?
Yeah, so we're actually working on a show in Fort Worth right now for the fall, for October.
Do you know what venue you're going to be shooting for?
I do.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Maybe.
What's the name of that Tim Love Live Nation catastrophe?
Catastrophe? Is it really?
No, it's great.
Are you talking about Tannehill's?
Yeah, I just like talking shit about it. I went to
how come?
Weathers, Josh Weathers. I went to go see Josh Weathers, and it's the first and only time that I've been to Tannehill's.
Okay.
And the security guys were just, they ruined my night. They were just dickheads.
Ruin your night?
Uh-huh.
What were you doing?
Nothing. We were...
You're like, well, I mean, I took my pants off.
Yeah, if I did that, I deserve some extra attention from security. But no, we were... the tickets were not cheap. It was an expensive event, and that's fine. You know, you're at a nice venue seeing an incredible artist, but as the night was wrapping up, about 5 minutes before the thing was even scheduled to end, security started coming through and like ushering people out. Like,
you're saying before
moving them like
Josh
cattle.
Was done playing?
No, Josh was done, but you know, it wasn't supposed to be over for like another 5 minutes. And I'm really being petty about this, but I did not like being pushed out of there like cattle. Yeah. And it's like, dude, what is the hurry? Yeah. Like, Josh is wrapping up. He's done. But we're still here. We're still trying to close out our tabs.
How many people do you think were in there at that point?
I think that room standing is 500, I think.
Well, so you're saying this was like right after the show was over?
Dude, it was... He hit that last note, and the reverb was still dying out, and they were just like, "Get out!
Oh,
go,
really?
Go!" Yeah, it was shit. So
whoa, that seems weird.
So that was
like
my first
reason they did that. You know what time it was?
It was like I want to say it was 10 or 11.
Damn. Okay.
It wasn't that late.
I'm trying to come up with some excuses here.
Well, and I'm being petty, and I know that, but I don't care.
Maybe not.
I had a bad experience.
I can imagine it probably killed the vibe a little bit.
It did, dude.
Like right after he's done.
Dude, Weathers was amazing.
Yeah, he's
and
a killer.
He was sick that night, or he was coming off of a cold or something.
Okay.
And he was apologizing. He's like, guys, I'm sorry, my voice is not at 100%, but I'm going to give it everything I got. And he killed it.
Quick
he was
side
great.
note, and this doesn't have anything to do with Josh. I've played sick a bunch of times. How do you feel about if an artist doesn't feel 100% and they know they're not like able to give like their absolute best? I mean, they're trying, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them telling you in the concert?
Man, it made me cheer louder for him.
Okay,
clap
so
harder.
Because I've heard some people say don't ever say anything and don't apologize. But I feel like it's.
I'm sure it matters. Like if you're with a bunch of West Texas people versus New York, maybe it's different.
Maybe you're telling me.
But
dude, there's a difference between West Texas people and Central Texas people.
Oh yeah. So it probably matters, right? I'm compassionate.
I don't mind it.
I would feel a little more empathetic towards that musician if they were just like, hey, I'm gonna miss some notes tonight.
But does you think it makes you more aware of? Because I err on the side of just being like, hey guys, I can't do. I would probably say something, but does it make the audience member maybe think more about the bad notes and stuff maybe more aware of it rather than like there's probably some stuff they would never notice.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if I go to see a movie, I have no emotional connection to the people that made that movie, right? If I'm going to see a concert with my favorite musician, I kind of have a relationship with that musician,
totally.
Right? This is my friend kind of in a weird way.
Yep.
So, you're giving them a personal detail, and that's the kind of thing that friends do. Yeah. So I feel like that fits.
I'm with you.
So
I like it. I'm with you, dude.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Central Texas might be different.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Waco. Well, they only have one venue anyways. Man, how about it's like all these venues are shutting down too. I feel so bad. Yeah. That sucks. It sucks big time for people like me because I'm like right in that that wheelhouse, like 200 to 1,000 tickets,
Yeah.
That's
those of us that are in the kind of music scene around here are, the ones that can do something about it. We've all talked about it. We're trying to. So I started the live music festival, and so we're putting a different musician on a different stage from March to September. Now it's October. We just moved the date, but every month there's a different stage. So it's supporting small business, and it's giving our musicians another stage to play from, because we're hitting the little venues, like Augie's, Sunset Cafe, McFly's, Pouring Glory, these little bitty places that have a stage that's just almost too small to put a 5-piece on. So anyway, everybody's trying to do something, and I don't know, is it going the way of the dinosaurs?
Dude, but it's so weird. Like, you go up to Lubbock, and the blue light in Lubbock is so dope. And it's just like a cultural thing now that if you go to school there, and you got to be probably into like folk and country type stuff. But you can do really well there. And I always do really well there. And it's like a really cool culture up there, and they're into music and stuff. But College Station just doesn't seem to really have any. I mean, they had the Tap but they would only do a couple shows a year or something. Yeah. And then Hurricane Harry's was just really big. So if you can't sell thousands of tickets, you can't really play there. So I don't know. It's just interesting. But you would think College Station, it's a bunch of country kids, and wouldn't they? And then Austin's obviously, odd. But it just seems weird that there's such a staple in Lubbock. It's why would every other college town be any different?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't think it is, but I think it is more of a testament to how well that they've built a culture around it,
Yeah. Well, I know I'd love to see you more in Fort Worth. We've got some great musicians down here that are trying to keep that spark alive. You've got a lot of singer-songwriter circles, open mics all over the place. Yeah. We do an open mic at Pouring Glory with Denver Williams every Wednesday. And it's picking up a lot of steam. People are loving it.
Cool.
So there is a need for that here in this community. I just wish it was bigger.
Sure.
I can't imagine not having that in my life. So it's surprising to me that more people don't get out and do this stuff.
There's a lot of competition for entertainment.
Sure.
Lots.
Yeah. To grab people's attention.
It's fascinating. How little I think people really appreciate how much the internet changed everything. Pre-internet, the only way somebody heard your song was on the radio or live. It's the only way.
Yeah.
So our parents' generations are, really just in the before the internet. You went to a bar to discover music.
Yeah.
You went to a show to discover people playing. That's not the way people discover. Sure, it still exists. You're going to be at a show and find somebody new and hear it, but You don't go down to your local watering hole to just catch the band of the week. Like
Right.
it's just, and that's why a lot of these places are struggling big time, in my opinion.
That and alcohol. Alcohol's not as popular as it was with
think
like
so?
my generation. So yeah, people are moving away from that, and I think that that's a great thing. But you know, it's destroying a lot of our favorite venues.
Well, yeah, I mean, because people have to pay for it in another way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You don't want to pay a cover. You're not going to sit there and eat
here's
20 appetizers.
Here's the other thing too, is like it does go down to the musicians and the bands too. Like, I'm sorry, but like just because you play music and you think it's great, if nobody wants to give any money to hear it, like, why do you think you're owed money?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, it might be a controversial topic, but I just don't see how like somebody can think. I mean, I have played a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well,
like, I don't just because you play an instrument and sing and you think it's good,
Yeah.
like you're not just like automatically owed to be paid. So like I do think that there's probably, you know, if you can get over on a bar and charge them too much and then not really deliver and they lose money, like I think that there's a little bit of a culture with people in my world on my side of the aisle that like aren't worried enough about the venues like making some money, you know.
Don't you think that?
What up, blood?
So do you think that? Take music out of it. I mean, if you got somebody that comes and say they put on a comedy show or any other kind of source of entertainment, say you go to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that people should pay to be entertained? If the people that are doing the entertaining had to put on this show, they had to buy the equipment, they had to schedule the time, they had to make sacrifices in order to be at this place in order to entertain you.
Yeah, for sure. But but if you don't provide value, then people will stop coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
like if they're not entertained,
that's when you don't get the call back for the next booking, right?
I know. Or you probably charge too much then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do think that there's like, because there's been some people in the Texas, and I'm talking about like Texas more specifically, there's been some people that are like massively successful. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us have benefited because some other people did like really, really well.
Yeah.
And so like you know, high tide raises all boats, in my opinion. And so there's like some finger pointing going on where it's like, that guy's music sucks. He doesn't deserve that. And it's like, well, dude, you don't think like blowing up like made all of us's freaking stock value go up a little bit?
Right.
Like, I think you might need to recheck because like I'm pretty sure everybody's guarantees probably went up a little bit. Like, that's honestly the way it works. They go like sell out a bunch of shows, and then it's like you're just a part of that whole culture, and then it's like, well, how many? And then like if you're just far less expensive, but still pretty freaking expensive in terms of like how much money you're going to bring in the door. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think we have all kind of been sort of living high on the hog, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being totally honest.
Know your value.
You know, I mean, we can. Yeah, there's just a give and a take, man. These businesses, like the bars, got to make money, and I understand that there's venues and bars that take advantage of artists and don't want to pay them. Like, I've been on that part of it too, where I'm like, I know you made money tonight, like. So yeah, it's a little case by case thing, but clearly they're not making enough, right? They're all going out of business and having to shut down, and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of pain. The other thing is just the intangibles. Like, if you're going to show up and act like a prick and want to have all this stuff on your rider and you want to know a lot, it's like that, in my opinion, has gotten out of control. I'm like, the sound thing is one thing. We got to do stuff professionally, but like this deal where I'm like, friggin' now I'm like Motley Crue. Like, really?
You're talking about all the things that you require in order to play there?
Yeah, it starts to get ridiculous.
What's the craziest thing you heard?
Dude, it's not even, the stuff isn't like that crazy. I guess it's just the way they go. Like, really? I'm selling 300 tickets at this place. Like, neither one of us is just getting like rich.
Yeah.
And we're just going to play some music and have a good time. Like, do I really need like a case of water, a case of Topo, a bottle of this specific liquor, and then a case of this beer, and then AA batteries, and then I need these types of bar towels, and I need backstage passes, and I need like lanyards, and I need, it's like, bro. You think we're pulling the cart before the horse here a little bit?
I'm not going to ask you to name drop who you're talking about because it sounds highly specific.
Well, and you filled half the room. Like, have a little freaking self-awareness. I don't know. I sound so smug, but
no. Things you've noticed along your journey.
Well, it's just like, come on.
So how did you get connected with Steve? Steve is the gentleman that introduced me to you.
Yeah.
And brought y'all traveled down here to do the show. And
yeah, I mean, he's just like he's just a really sharp dude. Knows a lot of people. And the manager, the industry stuff for me has been a little bit odd, a little bit weird.
Is that what Steve's doing? He's your manager?
Yeah, I mean, see, like even that statement has always been funny to me. Weird. And like some artists kind of like that. He's like,
I've got a manager.
But yeah, like Steve's helping me do a lot of stuff that I can't, won't, not able to. He's smart. He's done a lot of stuff in his life already to become successful. That's the other thing too, is there's a lot of just kind of parasites that like just want to latch on to everything that you've already done. Right. And so that's not how we initially met. And so we have a cool thing going. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff behind the scenes in terms of just introductions and things. At some point with music, it's a little weird to like, I guess, sell yourself. You know, if you're like walking around bars or just
passing out CDs, mixtapes.
And I'm not ashamed to talk about it or anything or self promotion. But at some point you have to sort of have a champion for you,
sure, like
within the industry and stuff like that. And you know, there's sort of like a middle tier of like managers and booking agents and all those people that are they're not going to like open up much more opportunities for me than I can myself. So I've never really been interested in doing that type of thing. Like if you truly want to help and make some stuff happen, because in the industry side, it's a lot of people almost just kind of justifying their existence. Right. Like for instance, I've had booking agents that like somebody that has already reached out to me about like having me come play a show at their place. I'll be like, all right, well, you need to talk to my booking agent, and then like I've already got it pretty much worked out, but like I'm just going through the proper channels, and I'm like, so just tell him this, and we'll get some contracts out to you and everything. And then like my booking agent would like text me and be like, or the next time we talked, it would just be, you know, oh, you know, I got you this one up there in this place, and it looks like it's pretty. And I'm like,
you?
Thanks for that. Thanks for finding that one for me.
Oh no,
you know, it's that kind of stuff where it's like, dude,
can we all just relationship ender right there?
Yeah, it's just lame. I mean,
super
but that's
lame.
The way a lot of the
and
I get it. Like it's like a little kid almost, like, you know, coming up to you and look what I made, look what I did, look what I made, and I'm like, all right, I get it, but let's just like make some stuff happen.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not big on I'm a talker, but I'm also like I like to do stuff. Yeah. So, you know, that goes back to even when I started playing music, I wasn't all that interested in networking until I had anything to like show. But I'm not going to go just to the bar and tell everybody like, I mean, we've all talked to those guys where it's like, yeah, man, I'm working on my record, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's like, they never do it, and you know, it never comes out, and they're always saying, "Man, I'm gonna."
We started chasing rabbit trails, and I was talking about Tannehill, but what is the place that you're trying
It's Tannehill.
Oh, it is Tannehill? Okay. Well, the reason I thought Tannehill is because the numbers of people that are going to show up for one of your shows, you need a venue that size. You're not going to be able to play at a smaller venue.
Yeah, last time we played Fort Worth, we had a really good one. It was good. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good spot. They got good sound too. I'm big on I want it to freaking sound good.
Right.
You know? So
well, and
there's a bunch of other dope venues in Fort Worth too.
Yeah.
I've never, you know, they contacted me.
It's a great location. It's I think 500 standing. Is that right?
Yeah, it'll be dope. And I'm it'll be really cool. So, yeah, there's a bunch of other really cool places as well. Some other places that I've played before. So, I don't know. We'll see. But
well, let us know whenever because you don't have a date yet, do you? Let us know when you get a date, and we'll promote it, and we'll be at that show.
Okay. October, though. I know that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
Cool. The only thing I got going on in October is October 5th, so don't do it on October 5th.
Yeah. No, we won't.
Okay.
I just marked it off. I just used my telepathic AI brain.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Did Steve hook you up with that?
With the
AI
blocking it off on my calendar.
Your AI technology.
Yeah, he's on top of that.
Where can people find your content?
Everywhere.
JarrodMorrisMusic.com. It's got your full lineup.
http:// or what is it, a colon or a semicolon? I think a semicolon has a comma.
Don't get me lying to you.
I think it's colon www.JarrodMorrisMusic.com.
And then you've got a button down there for request a show. People can get you at their bar mitzvah, maybe? Is that an option?
That one actually, I usually prefer circumcisions, but
okay, that's all the time we've got for today. We'll have all of Jarrod's information in the show notes.
That was a bit much. That was a bit much. I will go ahead and say that was a bit much for me.
Can we get you back on the show, brother?
Yeah, dude, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for playing this. And guys and gals listening out there in podcast land, make sure you stick around because we're going to play those 3 songs that he did live here in the studio coming up here just after the show notes. And thank you again.
I'm glad the last word I said was circumcision.
No, you said it twice. All right, Jarrod Morris, everybody, and we'll have 3 songs that he performed right here at the Fort Worth Roots Podcast Studio in just a moment after our show notes. So don't leave us yet. It's great. You're going to enjoy this. And shout out to Jarrod Morris. I'm still learning how to do the audio stuff with our big 16-channel mixer board. He got on top of that thing and got inside the Rodecaster and reprogrammed some stuff and did all sorts of wizardry. Anyway, he fixed it all up. Man knows what he's doing. So it sounds great. It sounds wonderful. It's probably one of the best live recordings we've done with our musicians on our little stage at the Fort Worth Roots Podcast Studio. So anyway, go check him out, Jarrod Morris JM on Instagram, and check out his lineup. He will be, I think he said October 5th, or in October, he's planning on doing another show here in Fort Worth. We need to all go see that. This guy's awesome. All right, what's up? Well, let me tell you one more time. Pouring Glory. God, man, it was so awesome to see what we can do as a community whenever we rally behind one common goal. It's sad, man. We're losing places left and right, and I don't think it's going to stop. Ask me to give you the full breakdown on why I think our economy will actually never get better if you ever see me running around in the wild, but we're going to have to adapt, man, and we're going to have to pick and choose which places we're going to support because, man, let's face it, we don't have the expendable income that we used to. Nobody does. So, anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. But thank y'all for showing up to the Pouring Glory benefit on Sunday. Man, great food. Wonderful food. There's always events out there. And I love this place because it is one of the few places that still has live music, whether or not it's going to draw a huge crowd, which you're seeing more and more of. There's places, Weatherford, Fort Worth, all the places that used to have live music no matter what, Friday and Saturday nights, they don't do it anymore. And the reason is because economically they can't afford to take the hit if the musician doesn't pull an audience. And that's not why you do it. You have a musician perform at your place of business because it brings value to the people that come in the door where they were going to stop by anyway. That's why you have that musician there. So anyway, that's enough of that. All right, let's talk about these sponsors for a minute. Our homie over there at Roofing Solutions by Darren Hauk. It's roofingsolutionshauk.com, 816-882-6520. They have the highest ratings in town. And that's important. It's the most important, probably the most financially significant investment is your home, right? Well, you don't want to trust just anybody to your home. So give these guys a shout, 817-882-6520, and mention the Fort Worth Roots Podcast. They will give you 50% off a roofing tune-up. Are you craving quality made... I'm going to start over. Are you craving quality music made right here in Fort Worth? Visit amplify817.org to browse and stream a growing collection of commercial-free local music wherever you are. Do your ears a favor and discover your new favorite local group today. on amplify817.org. Amplify 817 is a service of the Fort Worth Public Library, sponsored in part by community donors to the Fort Worth Public Library Foundation, which pays local artists up front to feature their music on the platform. I'm just getting through the read there. They want me to read it like that verbatim. So we did it kind of goofed up there a few times. But the one I did at the beginning of the episode sounded good. I'll go back and edit that one so it sounds nice and crisp and clean. But anyway, amplify817.org is a leg of the Fort Worth Public Library, and they are doing something amazing. They are taking the funds that go into supporting the library and they're passing it back into the community to enrich our local music vibe. They're paying these musicians up front. They don't have to wait for 100,000 streams on Pandora or whatever the streaming services that they're listed on. Amplify 817 pays them up front for the rights to play their music on the amplify817.org website. Now, that's all the good stuff that they're doing, and there's more behind it than that even, but here's what you need to know. I had a guy at work not too long ago, he's like, bitching about, I can't find good music on the radio, or he didn't know how you find good music anymore. And I said, well, you're wrong. What you need to do is you need to go into town, you need to go to some of these little open mic nights like the one at Pouring Glory on Wednesdays hosted by Denver Williams. That's a great way to find local music. But he's not going to make that drive. He lives west of Weatherford, right? So for anybody that lives inside Fort Worth or people that live abroad, a great way to find fresh new music by these badass trailblazer musicians is to go online, amplify817.org, and take a look at the playlists, take a look at the individual artists, and see what they got cooking. It's going to blow your mind. Whenever I first got into this, I didn't realize that local music could be so professionally done. You know, I think of stuff on the radio being large production, huge studios, and outside of the reach of any local person. But anyway, the music's great, the talent is here, and you are going to be amazed whenever you go on amplify817.org and you see what's coming out of a little bitty place like Fort Worth, Texas. Just kidding. It's like the 11th largest city in the U.S. So, but blew my mind. Probably shouldn't have, but it did. Amplify817.org. Cool. All right. Moving on. Onward. Wavy Digital. WAVVY Digital. Our friend over at Wavy Digital is specialized in making sure that your digital footprint is larger. So if you are a musician, if you're a content creator, if you have a small business and you need help increasing the size of your digital footprint, Wavy Digital can help you get that done. Pouring Glory, 1001 Bryan Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas, just off South Main Street, 935, 1 block north of Rosedale. It's a growler refilling station that serves craft beer and award-winning food with live music. We talk about this place nonstop, but they have got a new fire under their belt there at Pouring Glory. New stuff happening, things that they haven't done before. You need to go online. You need to check it out. On their Instagram is probably the best place. Just look for Pouring Glory on Instagram. You can see all the upcoming events. Wednesday nights. This is a lot of fun. Denver Williams just kicked this off. He is now doing an open mic at Pouring Glory every Wednesday. And yours truly, moi, I will be there Wednesday nights for a new thing that we're doing where I go out and I do a shift with local businesses. And of course, me being a podcaster, I'm out there with the video camera, taking videos, doing lives, all sorts of stuff. But they're also putting me to work. So anyway, come have a beer with me. Not with me, but I'll serve you a beer. How about that? Come out to Pouring Glory Wednesday. Enjoy the live music at the open mic. And I'll be there taking care of you, along with the competent portion of the staff, the people that know what's going on. I'm just kind of a sidekick on those nights. So anyway, lots of fun. Really glad to be working with Pouring Glory, and it's an honor, and I know you guys are going to have fun, so come on, let's do it. Wednesday night. Starts at 7 o'clock. Excuse me, clear my throat. All right, I'm back. McFly's Pub, 6104 LTJG Barnett Road, Fort Worth, Texas. It's a 1980s Back to the Future themed bar with a very impressive outdoor area. They got a fire pit, not really relevant right now, but hang out, bring some friends for pool, darts, cornhole, jumbo, Jenga, and catch a live event with local musicians on stage multiple times every week. Again, that is McFly's Pub. We'd love it there. Stand by. switching to missiles. All right, Eaton Data Solutions. EatonDataSolutions.com. Our friend Richard Eaton is the owner of Eaton Data Solutions, and when he's not protecting small and measly... Starting over. Here's the read. Our friend Richard, I wrote this, by the way. Our friend Richard Eaton is the owner of Eaton Data Solutions, and when he's not protecting small and medium-sized businesses from data theft and cyber attacks, he is doing that very same thing at his 9-to-5 for Fortune 500 companies. So he knows what he's doing. Richard has been doing this for a very long time. He has watched the technology change and the scammer techniques adapt over the years, and the online criminals get better and better at attacking companies across the globe. One thing became very clear to Mr. Eaton. Page 2. It's not just enormous Fortune 500 companies that are vulnerable to these online punks. Now even small and medium-sized businesses are being attacked. It can happen in an instant. Business owners log in one morning and realize they no longer have access to any of their data. Payroll, tax records, customer database, and files they've been saving since the formation of their company just gone. And that's when these cyber criminals start making demands. They'll lock up your data, tell you they're going to give you a password if you pay them a certain amount. If you pay them, sometimes they'll give you that password, sometimes they won't. Richard knew, okay, we're past that, right? Am I on page 3? Where are we? Richard knew small and medium-sized businesses needed protection, just like the big guys. EatonDataSolutions.com, drop-down menu at the top right. Hit Services, hit Plans. Eaton Data Solution can help you and your team identify areas of vulnerability in your existing system and provide you with solutions to protect your business from the unthinkable. So you might not think that data protection is something that you need, but apparently it is. And in the days of cyber criminals lurking about inside the ether, you need somebody that can come in, give you a consultation, be like, look, this is where you're screwing up. So anyway, it's important. You've got insurance on everything that you own. And if you lost all of your data tomorrow, would you be able to recover from it? Give these guys a look. Make sure you check them out. That is EatonDataSolutions.com. All right, next. We got more sponsors. Flurry Fitness. Find them on Instagram as Flurry Fitness Fort Worth. They're located at 643 Sherry Lane, that's with an S, Fort Worth, Texas. Go to their Instagram and click on the link provided for your free 3-day pass. Also tell them you heard about it on the Fort Worth Roots podcast, and they're going to waive all of your sign-up fees during their spring sales event. This place is pretty dope. You need a good workout. You want to hit a punching bag? Look, these guys it's a fun little group of people out there, and the enthusiasm that you get from the very knowledgeable instructors helps you get through that hour-long workout. You're going to be exhausted when you get finished, but you are getting one hell of a workout. So go check that out. Flurry Fitness Fort Worth on Instagram. All right, the Body Scrubbery. We love Michelle. She's been coming out to events with us, hanging out, supporting the community, and she is located at 519 Pennsylvania Avenue, 76104. Go on their website, thebodyscrubbery.com, and check this place out. A boutique and unique spa experience. Tagline is, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. We also did a video on our social media account where we had a model do the body scrub, and Michelle had us film the whole thing so that you could see what a body scrub is, because I had no idea what it was. But anyway, it's a great way to relax, rejuvenate your skin. More details on her website. Don't get me lying to you. Luxury foot spa, full body scrubs, infrared heat wraps, massage bubble tub, mud wraps, facials, couples packages, and small group parties. The Body Scrubbery on Instagram as The Body Scrubbery. You guessed it. Go online and check this place out. Hit that drop-down menu in the right upper hand corner and find the Book Now tab. Already told you guys about Wavy Digital. How about Wilderness Galaxy? Galaxy Wilderness? Am I mixing this up? Hold on a minute. Let's double check. So this is a buddy of mine, and we go way back. I used to have a landscaping company, and I needed a tree guy. Well, here comes my buddy from Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf. Joe, this guy's just incredible. He's a fellow veteran, and we connected through that. But this dude was just always there for me. Hard worker, very knowledgeable. And anyway, he shut that business down. And now, fast forward to just a couple months ago, He started up Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf. Galaxy Wilderness is dedicated to promoting disc golf to the masses for its health benefits through outdoor therapy, exercise, and camaraderie. Good stuff here. You guys play disc golf? No? Well, you might want to start after this. He'll bring all the stuff out to you and set it all up. You can keep it over the weekend, and he's got different packages, different sizes. But it's a cool thing that you might not have thought of for an event, or maybe you got like a business retreat or something. You fill in the blank. But he'll come out, set the baskets up, kind of put the course together for you, give you all the equipment you need, and just play your heart out. Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf on Facebook. Let me check, make sure. Last week he didn't have a website yet. There's not a website yet. So find them through Facebook, or you can get them through email, GalaxyWildernessDG@gmail.com. The phone number is 682-228-0399, and this will be in the show notes. The category is Party Entertainment Services. By the way, you can... they're not on there yet because they don't have a website. All of our sponsors can be found on our website, which is fortworthroots.com, in case you forgot. Easy to find. But it's also in the show notes for every single episode. Let me just make sure I didn't forget anything here. This past couple of weeks have been insane. We've been going to shows, trying to really show out for the public, for our friends, our homies out there that are doing cool stuff, putting on performances. Want to make sure that we're practicing what we preach. Get out there, go have fun, support these people. Wonderful sponsors on the website. It is fortworthroots.com. There's a trusted sponsors tab. Click on that, and it will give you all the links to all of our sponsors. And thank you to our sponsors, because they are the reason that we're able to do some of the stuff that we're able to do. I'm going to be purchasing a bunch of T-shirts that we're going to sell for $50 at Pouring Glory with a $25 gift certificate. I'm going to buy the shirts, and then after that, the $50, 100% of that goes back to Pouring Glory. So I would not be able to do that. I would not be able to take the hit on a large purchase order of T-shirts if it wasn't for our sponsors taking care of us, so that we can take care of other aspects of our community. So thank you to our sponsors, and please give them some love. There's all sorts of good stuff there in our trusted sponsors tab that you can peruse through and show them some support back for taking care of us. It's the way you do things. All right. Told you about the Pouring Glory thing. Told you about the Panther Island Brewing thing that we did Saturday. That pretty much catches you up to date on what we've been up to. August 11th, back out at Cicada with The Spectacle. They got 2 bands opening up for them. And I'm about to start publishing a bunch of stuff so that you can see the details on our social media accounts, which are Fort Worth Roots on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. What else? Big event, October 5th. Put that on your calendar. It's going to be a rodeo. Every single one of the bands we had in this series is going to be playing for us October 5th out there at Pouring Glory. So it's good stuff. All right. That's it for this week. Thank y'all so much. Again, I will be out at Pouring Glory every Thursday for karaoke, and then we have more stuff that's going to be coming out as far as events at Pouring Glory very soon. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Monday, and I will see you next week. Peace.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Fort Worth Roots podcast, TV show, radio show. It's on the World Wide Web, streaming to everyone. I'm going to play y'all one of my favorite songs. It's a little Dean Martin cover I just put out. It's off my favorite cowboy movie called Rio Bravo. The sun is sinking in the west. The cattle go down to the stream. The redwing settles in the nest. It's time for a cowboy to dream. Purple lights in the canyon, that's where I long to be, with my 3 good companions, and just my rifle, my pony, and me. Gonna hang my sombrero on the limb of a tree, riding to Amarillo. Just my rifle, my pony, and me. Just my rifle, my pony, and me. A whippoorwill in the willow sings a sweet melody, riding to Amarillo. And just my rifle, my pony, and me. And just my rifle, my pony, and me. Man, this is the first song I ever wrote, and it's the first one I ever put out. It was all the way back in, I think, end of 2018. I also wrote it way before Yellowstone came out, so you can't hold it against me. This is called Red Bandana. Hanging around under East Texas pines and shooting at the stars with our Colt 45s, putting on a show and living it free. If you hear a rebel yell, it's 'cause the bars we bleed, and then we're gone. Yeah, we're gone. We got them gypsy souls, they don't wanna go home. Well, big Montana, little red bandana, and Marshall Tucker playing on her radio, yeah. I couldn't stand her, so I left Louisiana, northbound to Yellowstone Road. And it's blue lights and steel nights, don't know which way is home, but the preacher's gonna tell us you're a rowdy bunch of fellas, but you worry about it when you're old. So I guess we'll worry about it when we're old, yeah. Well, now feeling that cold in your lungs when you're breathing, it light up a smoke for all the different seasons, and turn up the music loud till all the whiskey's down. Girls are all dancing as the men stomp the ground, and then we're gone. Yeah, we're gone. We got them gypsy souls, yeah, they don't wanna go home, no, no. Well, big Montana, little red bandana, and Marshall Tucker playing on her radio, yeah. I couldn't stand her, so I left Louisiana, northbound to Yellowstone Road. And it's blue lights and steel nights, don't know which way is home, but the preacher's gonna tell us you're a rowdy bunch of fellas. Alright, cool. So I was a horseshoer for a long time. I still kind of am a horseshoer, but I only shoot like a day a week now. Fortunately, I don't have to bend over for a living. That's a good thing. But yeah, I shot horses for a long time. My body pays for it on a daily basis, but I learned from like 3 generations of horseshoers. My brother-in-law's a horseshoer, his dad, a bunch of his brothers, and there was this anvil stand that got passed down from multiple generations of shoers. Everybody's worked on it. I mean, it's probably made, I don't know, millions and millions of dollars, and it's just this old junky block of wood anvil stand, and I use it to this day. People kind of give me a hard time because it looks like a piece of junk, but it means a lot to me, and I kind of use it as like the general metaphor for this song here. I actually have a hard time playing this one live. I get a little bit choked up, but yeah, this is called Anvil Stand. And that old anvil stand has never even said a word. Like a late night smoky-eyed conversation with a damn good listener. And that old anvil stand, it
only knows hard work. Passed down 3 generations to me. It's seen a few dirty shirts. Everything my daddy ever said, it made me do, I guess. A wild boy who had no path found his way with calloused hands. Now every day I spend my time bending steel and beating on iron, breaking my back, half broken down by the day's end. And every night is a crowded bar, an opening act for an actual star, hoping someday I have my own fans. From years and years forging who I am on that old anvil stand. That old anvil stand. Well, it may not look like much, but kinda like me, rough edges lead to stories that make you tough. And that old anvil stand was all that I had left when I was rolling on the ground, when I took 2 feet right in the middle of my chest. And I know I'm why they say, no, it ain't just what you see. And all the hats and fancy boots don't make the man that's underneath. Now every day I spend my time thanking God I'm making up rhymes, but I feel it in the morning when I can barely stand. And weekend nights are bright stage lights, easy work for a heart like mine. I'm just an horseshoer who found a couple fans. Oh, from miles and miles, forging who I am. That old anvil stand. Yeah, that old anvil stand. I could be on top of the world with the perfect life, feeling like I did everything right, but these scarred up hands would show the same man hammering on that old anvil stand. That old anvil stand.
Yeah, word.